This is Brian Tarian from the Disability Digest. This is a story of true persistence that you're about to listen to. Janie's first application went all the way to court and was denied. After careful consideration, Janie chose not to appeal the decision from the judge, rather to file a new application, in large part because her conditions had become more severe, which led her to believe that there would be a better opportunity to get the new case approved rather than the old. And as it turns out, the strategy was a success because within months, Janie was approved without going to court. The message here is if it's you or someone that you know that is going through the disability approval process, I just hope that you are encouraged by this to persist because persistence is necessary. And in Janie's case, it paid off. She's now getting a disability check for herself and her two children. So, in my opinion, it's more expensive to give up than it is to persist and end up winning. So, if we can assist in any way here at the Disability Digest, just look for the links below the video, and we'd be glad to help you out. So, enjoy the interview. Thanks.
Hello?
Hello, is this Janie?
Yes, it is.
Brian Tarian.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
My God,
Finally.
finally. What a long, strange trip it's been, huh?
So true. It's just
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Um,
So,
I think the key is I turned 50 in March.
you know, there is part of that in your theory, but, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I was
Yeah,
looking at that as well.
yeah.
But,
Because I thought, why did they decide on March 24th? And I'm like, wait a minute. I turned 50 on March 25th. So,
yeah, so technically you were approved when you were under 50.
yeah, technically.
So, which, I also find interesting, but much more intriguing than that is that you were approved at the reconsideration level.
Right.
This is like, I haven't seen this happen in over a year from
Oh,
all the
really?
members. Oh, no, it's like 11% nationally, but I think those are just like a hoax. So, yeah.
Wow.
So I wanted to ask, well, a favor of you, actually, and you can totally say no if you don't want to, of course. That's why it's
Okay.
a favor. But your situation of going through getting denied and then applying again
Uh-huh.
has of great value to a lot of people out there that get discouraged, quit, give up,
Right.
which that thought may have crossed your mind at one time. So, I mean, I'm wondering if you have any words of advice for people, Janie, from your experience from that perspective, or from any other, tips that you may have that you would allow us to share and help make a difference for others that are out there.
I mean, I don't really know other than to, just be patient. It's a process, and it takes a long time, and you just have to, stick with it and get all of your documentation in order, and, every little thing that you can send in to prove your case, do it.
Mm, yeah, good point. So when you say every little thing, like you had your first application, went all the way through, went to court, got denied, bummer. Then you applied again. Was there anything that stood out about what was in the process the second time? That
Well, the second time, by then I had gone to Carl and gotten those medical records that they would not send to you.
mm,
And
mm-hmm,
so, and that was my suicide attempt and all
mm-hmm.
that stuff. So I have to think that that helped.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Although
Yep.
I do find it interesting that when I did receive the letter stating that I had been medically approved, it was based on the records from Midwest Orthopedics and all that stuff, and I thought, that's my surgery from back in 2015 on my foot. And yet they're declaring now that I'm disabled as of 2019, but it's based on records from 2015.
Hmm. Well,
But, you know.
there's there isn't a real clear pattern of how you got approved. Like I'd mentioned, like you got
Right.
approved at the reconsideration level, like nobody does,
Uh-huh.
and you got approved right before your 50th birthday.
Right.
I don't know. Well, that's good advice. I mean, that is exactly what happens with a lot of people. They give up,
Yeah.
and I mean, unfortunately, well, if you had given up, I mean, you are turning 50. This is, you know, call it between the benefits for you and your family, an easy $20,000 a year in income that
Right.
you wouldn't have.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any choice. I had to keep going for it.
Hmm.
Because, you know, I know that I'm not able to work because I know what my foot does if I sit at a desk all day. And, you know, I'm aware of my limitations, and I was well aware that there was no way I could go back to work because it's not like I can stand and walk all day long or, you know, sitting at the desk. So it's like, I've got to keep pushing forward. This is all I've got.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
you're all in.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think the biggest thing people need to have is patience, and it's hard to have enough patience to stick through it.
Hmm.
But, you know, unfortunately, you've just got to keep going and keep plugging along and doing your best, and hopefully it'll come through.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what was it 2015? You were unable to work? September?
That's when I hurt my foot, was in February of 2015, and then I had surgery in September.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um, well, that is great advice. I thank you for doing that. If, you know, we
mhm.
just get one more person to stay the course, then
Right,
it'll be
right,
valuable.
yeah.
Yeah.